Sam Barber, thanks for the time. Wrestling season is upon us, and as a matter of fact, you've got a world champion among you. Wyatt Hendrickson did it over the last week.
Yeah, huge deal for Wyatt, right? I think, becoming a world champion, if you're an Olympic sport athlete, like, that's the pinnacle, right? Like, the world championships, the Olympic games, we don't have, a major league, after that. So, like, the pinnacle of the sport, the dream as a kid is, getting your hand raised, grabbing the American flag, running around the mat, standing on the podium, and then hearing your nation's national anthem being played. And for a guy, like, how special is that for a guy that's, like, signed up to do this, right, to defend the flag, to be able to get to carry that around the mat and to be able to stand on that podium and to be able to hear his national anthem. I know that was, super powerful, impactful. For me, being there, and seeing it, like, I got choked up, during that part of it. So, and did it, he did it in dominating fashion. The Russian he had first round, that guy was just fifth in the senior world championships, right? So fifth on the Olympic ladder, like, he's fifth in the world. Wyatt beat him, and then the Moldova guy, a solid guy, went by, kind of creased through him. The guy from Greece was also a Russian transfer, so he was an Ossetian. The first guy was a Dagestani, so just, like, two really, really tough guys. And then the Turk that he had in the final was another returning world medalist and a guy that's really talented, So, yeah, for Wyatt, like, huge. I know that was been one of his goals and dreams when he came here, and to see him accomplish that was amazing for him. A great trip for him, great experience, huge for our program, right? Talking about coming here and be able to compete at the highest level. Like, you can come to the Air Force Academy, you can get a great education, can be part of something bigger than yourself, and you can win world championships, right? And then the team, so, congratulations to Coach Russell and Tim Manning, the team leader, for the first ever U23 World Championship team finish, and I was blessed enough to be on that trip as a designated coach too, so it's just cool to be part of something like that. So a lot of good takeaways, and then finally the other bit of goodness that comes out of that is now Wyatt's qualified for the Olympic trials, the qualifier in April, which is really hard to qualify to, and now we don't have to worry about the rest of the season trying to figure that out. He's in, so he can wrestle this collegiate season and be ready for the Olympic trials. And a little bit of a knee injury, but just to reassure our fans and people out there that are wondering, like, it's turned out to be a little bit more. It's not as serious as we thought it was going to be. So he's going to be back on the mat here very soon for Air Force.
Let's stay with Wyatt. He was also invited to the All-Star event as one of the top two wrestlers in his weight class.
Yeah. So big deal, like the NWCA All-Star Classic put on by Flow Wrestling. Wyatt's the number 2 guy in the country, so he's going to get to go to State College in Pennsylvania here on the 22nd, and we're trending and tracking towards that match. I think we should be able to make that deadline. But he'll wrestle Greg Kirkovic, the number 1 ranked guy, Penn State guy, the same guy that beat him in the semifinals, in a 1 versus 2 all-star match. And he'll be part of 10 other matches of the very best wrestlers in the country. 6 of those athletes in that event are going to be from Penn State. So they have a great fan base there. So we're expecting to go there and get to wrestle in a packed venue of 15,000 people and kind of put Wyatt's hard work on display, and another historic first for our program, first guy in the history of our program or any service academy, for that matter. So again, like, so grateful for Wyatt and what he means for our program, what he does, and so happy for him. He earns everything he gets. He's a humble guy. He represents the institution so well, and we're just grateful for him and continue to be thankful that he gets to achieve all the goals that he set for himself on and off the mat.
And we'll put a pause on all the Wyatt Hendrickson talks for a little bit. First event this weekend, taking on Western at home, and of course, we want to get some people in to watch you wrestle.
Yeah, so season tickets, it's get those before the season kicks off. You can obviously buy single tickets for matches after that, but if you want to get a great price and you want to come see some of the best wrestling in the country, you're obviously going to get to see some of the best wrestlers like Wyatt Hendrickson. But we got a great team coming back with Tucker Owens returning national qualifier, Sam Wolf returning national qualifier. We're going to have 8 of our 10 starters back from one of our best teams ever in 2023. So the product we put on the mat in Clune Arena this year is going to be outstanding. Got some good matches you can see with Western and Southern Colorado, Pueblo. West Virginia's coming to town. Just some really high quality teams. American. Some of our other conference teams, Northern Colorado. It's going to be a great year for Air Force Wrestling. And if you come to Clune Arena, you're going to see some of the highest level wrestling you can see in the country. So get those season tickets, and we're excited to kick things off this Saturday with Western and Southern Colorado.
I know last year was a banner year for Air Force wrestling. Do you feel like the momentum, I know maybe you do, but do you feel like the momentum is still building and you're still rising?
I feel like our guys are doing the right things every single day, and the culminating effect of that, it's like if you continue to do the right things every day, I just think good things happen, right? There's a lot of variables you can't control, and we can't focus on those. We have a little bit older team, so we're trying to manage those guys a little bit in kind of like the impact we're putting on them in training, so that we can compete at a really high level and make sure that they're going to wrestle their best at the Big 12s and NCAAs. So it's going to be for the coaches are going to have to do some work this year, and we're going to have to put together a really smart training plan that's going to allow these guys to shine, right? We feel like we got some guys that are going to have breakout years. Guys we didn't mention by name were Gianno Petruccelli, Jack Ganos, Calvin Sund, Noah Blake, all guys that are those guys are returners, and expect those guys, but they have competition within their weight class too. That's our program, right? So we still have 10 open weight classes. We're trying to figure that out, and we got some young guys that are going to get some opportunities too. So we're really excited about what's going on in our program. Guys are training at a high level. They're committed. They got a great attitude. They're excited. There's all good news in Air Force wrestling right now.
You got a world champion, but you still have 10 open weight classes.
We do. You got to earn everything you get here.
I hear you, Sam. Thanks for the time.
Appreciate it. Thanks.